What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another highly combustible reaction. We're jumping into 6 lies America told me about Europe. Life in the UK. Definitely get over and show International Carl some love if you enjoy the content. I'm already subbed up. I've already hit the like button because he's probably going to tell us some damn truth. Because we damn sure get told some things here in America. Like, oh, you're the greatest country in the world. You live in the greatest place in the world. Freedom, bacon, and freedom. Let's see what Carl's got to say. Let's roll.
Hey everybody, welcome back. International Carl doing another video for you. If this is your first time to my channel, please right now stop and hit the like button, consider subscribing, and as always, hit me in the comment section because those that have subscribed to my channel know that I'm always active in the comment section. Now, this video, we're going to talk about a couple lies that the United States pushes into us as Americans growing up. And let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it indeed,
Let's
Carl.
get to it right now. Lie number one. This one is a funny one to me because in the United States, it's always, I don't care if you're a Democrat, I don't care if you're a Republican, I don't care if you're independent, I don't care where you're at on the political spectrum. You're always going to have a politician telling you that
they hate our freedoms, our freedom of religion, our freedom of speech, our freedom to vote and assemble and disagree with each other.
That's right. They hate us for our freedoms. Can
That's not why they hate us.
As if nowhere else in the world has any freedoms. Like Europe. You know, in Europe, they act like if you come to Europe, there's just no freedoms. What freedoms do I not have here in Europe?
Here we go.
You know, as
Tell 'em.
these are Western democracies with Western values and culture that has been exported to the United States. And it's become its own thing. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but freedoms exist here. I'm still scratching my head. What freedom do you have in America that I don't have here? Let's talk about freedom of speech, for example. In America, you have freedom of speech. In the UK, for example, you don't have freedom of speech. What you do have is freedom of expression. Slight different tweak, but let's give you an example. In America, you can be as racist as you want to somebody. You can walk up to me, walk up to any black person and say the N-word all day long if you want.
You might get killed, though.
Because at some point, you will cross a fine line of inciting racial hatred. So if you define your freedoms based on your ability to call somebody an N-word or call some Asian American some type of offensive word, by all means, you can have that freedom. I don't need that freedom.
I don't need that freedom either.
Other people,
I'm 100% on board with that. I don't need the freedom. I've been to 16 different countries now. And you know what I've been able to do in every single country? Say whatever the hell I want. Aside from Thailand, where the only thing that you're not allowed to say is you're not allowed to talk bad about the royal family. That's pretty easy to do, considering I have nothing negative to say. It's not my politics. It's not my anything. To me, they're a gracious host country who lets me come and do as I please, who lets me come and experience a lot of real freedom over there, a lot of things that you wouldn't be able to do in America, a lot of different, I don't want to get into too many damn details about that, but a lot of things openly. Everybody over there is definitely open about everything. Everybody over there can do what they want. And a lot of times, in a lot of places, you pay a fine and walk away instead of going to jail. A lot of places, you can do certain things, but the only thing you can't do, you could ride around drunk on the back of a taxi, motorcycle taxi, with no helmet on through the city of lights. It's pretty much do what you will over there. Especially Thailand, it's pretty much do what you will. There's been some other places where I went that I didn't have, like illicit substances in Sri Lanka, for instance. You show up at the airport in Sri Lanka, right there on the big-ass wall, it says any controlled substances equals death. That's not the same as America. But overall, a general freedom to live your life as you will, so long as you're not a douchebag, is pretty much an inherent thing across the board. Everybody has that. But we get told, oh, everybody else hates you because you're free. What's freedom? Having the ability to be a douchebag whenever you want? Is that what it's really all about? Is that what it really comes down to? Those certain types of things? No. It's not in my mind. I don't ever need to be negative towards somebody else. I don't ever need to put anybody else down for anything, the color of there's some things that I would never, ever exercise that freedom. 100%. And if you do, like, good on you, but you're damn sure not somebody that I would hang out with. Like, people had to get things through their mind. Just because we have more choices, we get more decision making in America. Why? Because you got 400 boxes of cereal to choose from. Which one do you want? All of that to Americans equals out to freedom. It doesn't make any damn sense whatsoever. Sure, we could talk about the president. Most of them are idiots anyway. So we're just not stating anything but fact. Like, seriously, those are the best people. These people that are leading the country are the best people that we could pull out of the entire bunch. No. We get told from a young age. We get told certain things in school. We get taught certain things in school, and other things they completely ignore. That's why you got a whole bunch of people that doubled. Where do you think most of the Holocaust deniers come from? America. Like, it's just a way to dumb down the population, keep them believing in freedom, bacon, and freedom, and then thinking that they're living in the greatest place on earth, when really it gives them no reason to go look up anything about any other country whatsoever to see that, hey, maybe I've been lied to. And then when you tell them that they've been lied to, they're like, oh, you just don't know. You've never been here. You've never traveled America extensively. You've never gone across all the states. Honestly, you don't need to. You don't need to. The rest of the world doesn't hate us for any of that. The rest of the world kind of looks at us like that one little crazy person over in the corner and laughs with us. And, oh, it's adorable. Look at them. They think that they're the only country with freedom.
People in America talk about it like freedom for guns. Ooh, guns, guns, guns. They want to take your guns. Well, let's see. Here in the UK, can you have guns? Yes.
Yes.
Can you have a rifle? Yes. Can you have a handgun? Yes. What is the Second Amendment?
It just doesn't have it to where it's widely open, available to every single person. But not every single person needs a gun. Highly regulated. That's across the board. Anywhere that you go where you can have a gun, most of the time it's highly regulated. Here, a criminal can walk in and be like walking right out, back out with a gun. Here, they could get them from across the border. Here, they could get them from... There's no point in just giving the masses. Look at this damn amount of shootings in just California alone, in just this year alone. Google it. Find out for yourself. Not everybody out there needs a gun. Are there people who have things to protect? Yeah. Farms. Are there people who have property to protect? Yeah. Are there people who have some sort of status that they need to protect, that they need protection for? Yeah. There's certain people out there that are in certain roles, in certain careers, in certain something where you need some sort of protection. You shouldn't be able to just be like, oh, I've done all of this stuff. I have absolutely no reason to do. Like, no. But if you tell an American that it should be highly regulated, we need to put more regulations on guns. We need to make it harder for the wrong people to get guns. Everybody gets pissed. Everybody brings up those amendments. Everybody does these things. It's just like, really? What are we doing for ourselves besides turning ourselves into some other third world country where everybody just shoots each other? And then when you're out shooting each other and you shoot, when the good person with a gun does shoot a bad person with a gun, the good person with a gun gets sued. Come on.
In the United States, it's highly regulated. So what is it here in the UK? Guess what? It's highly regulated. There's lots of regulations around what type of gun, where you have to store that gun, where you have to keep the ammunition, what do you have to do for the maintenance of that gun. Highly regulated. So you still have the freedom to have a gun. So if you define your freedoms as being able to have as many guns as you want in America, okay.
By all means, stay there.
Argument, but I think that's a lie that they sell, that nobody here has any guns. Not true. Number 2. Social housing is a bad thing. It's something that you're supposed to segregate from the rest of the population. So, for example, in America, especially in LA where I'm from, or Southern California where I'm from, social housing, Section 8. Well, that's usually in a separate side of the city, not being seen. I don't even know where it's at.
Yep, out of sight, out of mind.
Nothing but beautiful homes, single-family homes, no social housing. Where here in the UK, just in Europe in general, it's all sprinkled around you. For example, here in the UK, I live in a beautiful big house, beautiful executive style estate. I have a nice car, but guess what? On this estate and on several new estates, they all have social housing, and they do things that are different in the United States or that they do here in the UK. that they wouldn't do or they don't do in the United States. You can be on social housing, but guess what? You can partially own that house.
Ooh, no,
So
not here. They won't let you do that. Why? Because most people create Section 8 housing to get government subsidies. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. Getting that government money, sometimes a lot of excess government money for things that they really don't give a shit about. Let me build this shitty apartment, put a bunch of people in there, and then get my government money. And we might make some repairs every now and then. That's how we create our inner city ghettos. That's how we end up with a whole bunch of people who are just down and out on their luck, struggling to get by, living in these places while the owners of the buildings end up getting filthy fucking rich off the government.
that way you
would never be able to allow to own one.
10% of the home, 20% of the home, 50% of the home, and try to get all the way up to 100% of the home like me or you do. So that's a different strategy.
That's a damn different strategy.
Social housing is good for everybody because that way the kids get to interact with all people from all social and religious economic backgrounds. And you as an adult get to work and meet and mingle with people from all different backgrounds. I think the neighborhoods are better for it. They're safer for it. Less crime, because guess what? If you're in an executive style estate, well, guess what? You want to keep your home value high. You want to keep it nice and looking new. And that's going to put pressure on the social housing to also keep their house nice, keep the estate looking nice and new and fresh. So I think that's a myth. And I think that's something that should be revisited in the United States.
It should definitely be revisited. I think the whole owning portions until you can own the whole thing is a great way to get on at a better life. Maybe there wouldn't be so many people who are focused on, man, I got to get out of the damn ghetto. I got to get myself out of here. And then they get trapped there and then they never end up being able to leave. And really, imagine if they could just, hey, you know what? I'm going to pay this house off as I can. And eventually one day I'm going to be a homeowner. But no, Section 8 housing owners aren't about to let you take their nest egg away from them. Come on.
Number 3. In America, they teach you this, that somehow being a hard worker means coming in early, staying late, never taking a vacation, and definitely don't call in sick.
Definitely don't go to any other countries.
Like
don't travel outside of America.
Mistake you could ever make. Faux pas you can make. I'll give you an example. When I was working for a large airframe manufacturer in the United States, I remember a friend of mine, we wanted to take 2 weeks off and go do something. Our managers looked at us like we were crazy because we wanted to have the audacity to take 2 weeks off. And mind you, we didn't take any days off prior to that. We just wanted to take 2 weeks off in a year so we could go do something. They were like, no, rejected, slim that down to a week. And I'm thinking, isn't that my time off to relax, to recharge my battery so I can come back to work? No. I think minds and hearts have changed a little bit in the United States back from when I started working, back in the early 2000s, or mid 2000s, I should say. But that was a faux pas. Well, here in the United Kingdom and here in Europe, for example, it's encouraged to take time off. You get 20, 25 plus days off in mostly all European countries. I think by law in the European Union, you have to have 20 days off. So it's encouraged to take time off because either you use it or you lose it. And for example, I think Sweden, if I can find the article, it's on the screen now. But if not, Sweden is actually doing a trial where they're reducing the work hours to 6 hours to see if it increases productivity. Because employers are seeing that the employees are more rested and more focused when they come back to work.
Even during the pandemic, we were learning that a lot of people that's had to switch from going into work to working at home were more productive from home than they were in the shop. A lot of places decided to just, you know what, after this is over, we're just going to let you guys keep working from home. It's all in America. It's all about keeping you in the machine, keeping you in the system so that you keep working. They have labor. They keep making money. You keep paying their bills, and you never have time to get out and realize that, hey, it's all been a fucking facade. And I know this video right here is going to piss off some of those star-spangled stupid Americans that have zero idea about anything worldly whatsoever. They only believe what the hell the news media and their government tells them. But I'm telling you guys, from me to you, get out. pull your heads out, take a deep breath of air, and realize that the world is a lot bigger place than just America.
Number 4, America sells you this, that capitalism and consumerism go hand in glove. It's like this cycle. You have to work to buy, to work again to pay for what you buy, to buy some more stuff, to then work again.
Shit you don't even need.
Go down this continuous loop of working to live. And in Europe, one of the things that I find, I think is a beauty and a benefit of working and living in Europe is that there's more of a work-life balance. As I just talked about in point number 3, is that you have time off to actually do stuff. And you don't just have this endless working to consume. Don't get me wrong. We go on vacation, so we're consuming what I would call, we are consuming experiences, but we don't live to work. We work to live.
Yeah, we do.
And that is a benefit of living in Europe. And I think that is great. And I think the U.S. sells a lie to its people by telling them that you have to work hard to then buy stuff and never do anything. Number 5, which kind of ties into the first one I said, but it really is on the Republican right side in America. They always preach, especially during the Obamacare era, 2012, was all about these death panels. They literally produced a video where they were throwing grandma off a cliff because of social medicine.
Make no mistake about it. President Obama and the Democrats who supported Obamacare began throwing seniors off the cliff back.
The evils of social medicine, that you were going to have death panels if you got sick. I mean, how ridiculous of a lie that is. It's a bold-faced lie. I've lived here 11, 12 years. I have yet to ever see a death panel. I have known some older people. I know some younger people. I know myself. You can walk into any hospital in any country in Europe and there's not a single death penalty. What do you expect them to say? Oh, sorry, you had a heart attack last year, Mr. Carl, but since you had one last year, we're not going to treat you for this heart attack because the panel has refused your care. On a side note, you kind of already have that in America. You just have it through the insurance companies because guess what they do? Decide not to cover you.
Yeah, and then you can't afford to pay for it.
Condition. I don't think you can do that anymore, but they'll say that, or they'll find a way to deny coverage. They'll make it so high to cost to do it that you have to do it out of pocket. And guess what? Now you're bankrupt. So that loops right back to number 1. How are you free if you have to live with the pressure of going bankrupt and not being able to pay your bills? Because guess what? You have the audacity to break your hip, get sick. I don't know. You pick it. So
I've seen some people in my comment section on one of the last Americans Living Abroad video that said, well, if America's so bad, how come everybody comes here for their health care? I actually know a lot of people that pay for travel, pay for a ticket, take vacation to go to other countries for their health care. Why? Because even with the cost of a ticket, the cost of the service on the other end at the doctor's office, everything is cheaper than trying to get some shit done in America. It's ridiculous. Absolutely nuts. I don't know. There's something about American healthcare that isn't about healthcare anymore. It's about moolah. It's about making money. They don't give a shit about you and your health. They don't care about curing you of any diseases because if they cure you, guess what? They're not making any more money. It makes sense to keep you sick. It makes sense to let you just keep on coming back, to sit there and rot, to push all of these damn pharmaceutical ads out on the TV. For those of you guys that haven't seen those ads, they're terrifying, and they're all over the place. Now, I'll say 85% of ads are probably damn pharmaceutical companies pushing drugs on American people. Talk to your doctor today if you have these signs or symptoms. Talk to your doctor. Why? It's all one greater scheme for the healthcare department to make some more money off of the damn hardworking people. If you might be one of those ones that's a little dazed and confused if you see it any other way than that. When the rest of the world, no matter how rich or poor you are, gets to goddamn have some health care coverage and doesn't have to worry about, oh, I can't afford my insulin this month. Really? Yeah, it's kind of like we do have death panels at that point.
those are the 5 5 things that I think that the United States lies or misleads its people on purpose.
That's definitely on purpose.
Further whatever big business or whatever political agenda that they have to the people. I'm going to leave you with a bonus one, which is kind of strange if you look at it. Because number 6 is this. In America, every day, all students around the nation get up every morning and say the Pledge of Allegiance.
We used to, for sure.
Pledge yourself and align yourself to the United States flag and to the republic for which it stands. Now, that's not something that's common in Europe. In many Western countries, I don't know if
many
any
people
other
will
Western
think you're
country
fucking
that
crazy.
makes its kids get up every morning. I do know of one back in 1938, 1942-ish time. Those kids used to get up and actually pledge allegiance to their flag and to their Führer. But I don't know if that's something we should necessarily be doing. Don't get me wrong, I love my country.
I love my
I'm
country.
patriotic about it. I love the 4th of July for all its. My country is never perfect, but I think it can get better. But that's mine. Hit me in the comments. Tell me what you think. And like always, click here to subscribe to the channel. And click right here, right there, to watch another one of my videos. With that, I'm out. Thank you.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Carl talking about the life in the UK and lies from America. Hey, listen, before anybody goes ranting and raving about, oh, you're anti-America. Listen, I gave 11 years of my fucking life to this country. 6.5 straight in Afghanistan fighting your damn wars and supporting the people that do. So before anybody goes telling me that I have no love for my country, those people can straight up right here, I'll say it out loud, you could kiss my ass. 11 years of my life spent for what we have now. And I see that what we have now could improve greatly. That's why we do these videos, because I actually do give a shit about America and the American people. I believe in what she's supposed to be. I believe in the morals and values that we're supposed to have. I don't believe in the crazy-ass open-air insane asylum that it's become. I don't believe in training people from a young age to have some sort of Stockholm syndrome with America. Oh, we're just damn show. Right now, we are just, we're sympathizing with our captors. That's what it is. Get out. Do some traveling. Go to some of the places that they tell you, oh, this place is dangerous. You don't ever want to go there. That might just be because they don't want you to learn some shit. That might just be because they don't want you to see that, hey, there's beautiful, amazing, awesome people and countries all over the damn world. And guess what? Most of them have freedom. The same freedoms that we claim we're the only country in the world that has these. Really? It's time to wake up, Americans. If you're one of those people that's never left the country, I don't even want to hear from you about me not enjoying or not loving the country. If you never left the country, you need to do some damn traveling to get a little bit more educated, to get a little bit more worldly before you do any talking in my comment section. Hit the like button if you liked it. Go show Carl some love. Definitely go show Carl some love. Until the next one, I'm highly combustible. You guys be happy, healthy, safe. I love you to the moon and back. Peace.